Hi, in this video we are working with Unit 9A, Circles Part 1, and we're going to be reviewing for the unit test. So number 1, use the inscribed triangle to find the value of x, the measure of angle L, the measure of arc, it should be MN, and the measure of arc ML. So let's go ahead and fix that little typo there. This should be MN or N, we'll just change that one, M. So we're going to be looking for this arc here. Okay. All right, so the first thing I notice is that my inscribed triangle does include a diameter. So that means there's 180 degrees on this side. So this inscribed angle is half of that 180. So I know anytime the triangle includes a diameter, this side across from that is going to be a 90-degree angle. Okay. Then the next thing I know is that my three angles in every triangle have to add up to 180. So even though we're on our circles unit, the reason we spent so much time on triangles, especially right triangles, is because we use them a lot, okay? So I know that the three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I have 90 degrees plus 51 degrees plus this angle, which is 3x minus 6 degrees. And I know together those three angles are going to add up to 180 degrees because it's a triangle. Okay, so the only x I have is right here, 3x. And then I'm going to combine those other like terms. And I'm just going to use my regular calculator here because I don't have a fancy calculator with me. So just 90 plus 51 and then minus 6 gives me 135. And that equals 180. All right, then I'm going to, let's see if we can get that to focus a little better. Then I'm going to subtract 135 on both sides. That's going to give me 3x equals, subtract that from 180, 45. Then divide both sides by 3. And my value of x equals 15. Okay, so then all I need to do is, if I want to find the measure of angle L, there's another way I could have done it. To find the measure of angle L, I could say, well, if this is 51, this is 90, I can take those two away from 180. And if I do that, 180 minus the 90-degree angle minus the 51-degree angle leaves me with 39 degrees. So this angle here has to be 39 degrees. So I actually could have done that first and then just set this equal to 39 instead of adding all three together equaling 39. Then if I want to check that, what I can do is, since I already found x was 15, I could do 3 times 15 minus 6. And notice I also get 39. Okay, so I can feel confident that x is 15 and the measure of angle L equals 39 degrees. Okay, what else? The measure of arc NM, so that's going to be this arc here. Now I know this side is half the circle because of the diameter, so I know here I have 180. These two together would have to make 180. They're also going to be twice the inscribed angle. So if this is 39 degrees, then I can double the 39 degrees to find the measure of arc MN. So the measure of arc MN, or NM, you could write it either way, is going to be twice the inscribed angle that intercepts that arc, which is 39 degrees. So times 2 gives me the measure of arc MN, or NM, is equal to 78, and since it's the measure, these are degrees. Remember, there's a difference between measures and lengths of arcs. Okay, and then the last one is the measure of arc ML. And there's two ways I can do that. I can say, okay, I know now that this is 78, so on this side of that diameter, I have 180 degrees. So I could just do 180 minus 78 and get that this is 102. Or I could say it's going to be twice the inscribed angle, so it's going to be twice the 51 degrees. So the measure of ML is going to be 102 degrees. Either method works just fine. Either double the 51 or take the 78 away from 180. They will both work. All three arcs together should add up to the whole circle 360. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2, ABCD is a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle. If the measure of angle A is 80 degrees and the measure of angle B equals 120, find the measure of angle C and the measure of angle D. Okay, the measure of angle A is 80. That's already in my picture for me, so that's nice. The measure of angle B is 120. That's not in my picture, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. Find the measure of angle C and the measure of angle D. Now, what we remember, hopefully from our notes, is that if you have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, then opposite angles are supplementary. Meaning they add up to 180. Okay, so when I want to find angle C, if I look across the quadrilateral from it, these two angles have to add up to 180. So the measure of angle C is going to be 180 minus what I've already used, the 80 degrees. So the measure of angle C equals 100 degrees. It's an angle. Okay, the measure of angle, it says D here, but we have an R randomly in my picture, so let's change this to an R. I'll do that in black so it shows up a little bit better. The measure of angle R, that means that should be an R also. I don't know what happened in my picture. R. Okay, so these two together are going to have to make 180 because they're across from each other. So the measure of angle R is going to be 180 minus the angle that's across from it, 120. So the measure of angle R is going to be 60 degrees. All right, let's look at number 3. The diameter of a circular tank is 27 feet. Find the exact and approximate circumference to the nearest thousandths. Thousand means 3 places. Okay, so diameter of a circular tank, find the exact, we're doing circumference. Circumference has 2 formulas. We have d times pi, and we have 2 pi r. Now, since they told me the diameter of the tank is 27 feet, they gave me the diameter, so this is the formula I want to use. Okay, that's the one I'm going to use. Circumference equals diameter times pi. So my circumference equals, my diameter is 27 times pi, and I've got feet. This is my exact answer. That's my exact answer. For my approximate answer, I'm going to say C is approximately equal to, so we put the little squiggly equals, and then I'm going to turn my calculator sideways on my phone so that I can see I have a little pi symbol somewhere. Where's my pi? There's my pi, right down there. Okay, and so I'm going to do 27 times, and then I'm going to hit the pi button, and there's pi, all of its buttons, all of its numbers, as many as the calculator will display. And when I hit enter, I want to round to 3 places. So when I look at this, I'm going to cover 3 places after the decimal, 823, and then look after that and see it's a 0, so I'm not going to round up. So it's going to be 84.823. 84.823 feet. This is the approximate answer. Okay. Let that come into focus and start on number 4. Find the radius and the diameter of a circle if its circumference is 43.982 millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to have to find the radius and the diameter. I'm going to stick with this first formula here. Circumference equals d pi, and then after I find the diameter, I know that the radius is just half of that. So I'm going to find the diameter first, and then I'm going to divide that to find my radius. Okay, so my circumference equals the diameter times pi. They gave me the circumference. The circumference is 43.982. 43.982 is my circumference. The diameter times pi gives me that number. So if I have the diameter times a number, because right, pi is a number, it's 3.14 blah 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 blah, right? All I have to do to get rid of this that's being multiplied to the diameter to solve this for d is to divide by pi. And then my pi will cancel out here, and all I have left on that side is d. So let's do that in my calculator. I'm going to do 43.982 divided by pi. When I hit enter, if I rounded this to 3 decimal places like I did the last one, 999, and then when I look after that, it's also a 9. So that's going to bump all of those 9s up. It's going to bump it all the way to an even 14. So my diameter here is 14. Well, that makes it easy to find the radius. My radius then is 14 divided by 2, right? Because the radius is half the diameter. So my radius is 7. And these are millimeters, so I should put a little millimeters here. My radius is 7 millimeters. My diameter is 14 millimeters. Okay, so there are your first 4 problems for the review. Come on back for the second page of the review in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.